Hi everyone, Ali here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a playthrough of my game Pocket Sci-Fi. So unfortunately I did record earlier, but for some reason my camera turned off and I wasn't able to continue recording, and that got deleted. Anyways, so I went through the second encounter on here, and by the way, I've already done the setup. I've got my two chip cards and the stack of encounters in here. I've got my reference on the side off camera. Let me put this one back. And I've got dice also off camera, and I'm reading through this iPad for the encounters. And as I said, I went through encounter 3, which is the balcony, and it asked me to proceed to encounter 4, and in this encounter I'll be doing the Bionic rat. So to set up this encounter, notice the heart and this symbol in here. So the heart is saying equal to 3, and this one is saying it's equal to 3 as well. So what that means for the heart, it will have 3 on each icon, like so. And for this crosshair symbol, that's the maximum damage that it can do to us. Okay, if you read through this, hopefully this should be clear enough to walk you through the encounter, but I will also demonstrate this to you, so hopefully this will be, or it will clear out any misconceptions. Right, so what we do is we follow the instructions on here. So the first thing that we need to do is roll a minimum of 4 dice. So let me grab these. There we go. We got our 4 dice. Then we roll them. Next, enemy claims the lowest die. So in here we got 4, that's the lowest. And this will be placed on these slots, which indicate the claimed dice, the enemy claimed dice. You must flush one of your claimed dice equal to the highest unclaimed die, sorry. I don't have any claimed dice, so this doesn't apply yet. If you have any that match, and then it's your turn. So it's my turn now, and what I can do at the moment at least is assign unclaimed dice onto my biochips. So for me, because I have 2 6s and a 5, I am going for this one, and let me show you what this one does. So if you look at the card, in here you got your vigor, which is your health, then you have an action, or you have a resolution based on the claimed dice. You can do one, you can't do both on the same turn. So that means if I go for the action, that means that I can't claim dice on this card. So for the resolution, if I have 3 of equal value, then the damage that I can do to the enemy is the value of the equal dice. So if it's a 4, if it's 3 4s, then the damage is a 4. This one also has its own actions and resolutions, but for now let's claim some dice. So I'm going to claim dice onto here, so 2 6s. This one I can do an action, so I can decrement one unclaimed die up to this icon, and this icon is referring to the icons on the side here. At the moment I've only got one, so that means that I can decrement up to 1. So if I have a 5, then I can change that to a 4. But I'm not going to do that. What I will do instead is claim a die onto this one. And yeah, that's it. So if you don't want to resolve, you can move to the next turn. So next turn means that I get to start from here. By the way, the enemy gets to resolve automatically if this condition applies. So repeat until the enemy has claim dice higher than your higher or equal to your highest, or you choose to resolve. So not the value, but the number of claim dice. So if it's in bracket, it means claim dice. So in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the moment, I've got 6. So the enemy needs a 6 to automatically resolve. Right. Okay. So enemy claims. Okay. So enemy claims lowest die, which is that one. You must flush one of your claimed dice equal to the highest unclaimed. And because I have a 6 unclaimed, so I get to remove this one. But that's fine, because I can still take this one. So it's my turn, so I can take this one back on here. And okay, so actually that's a good thing that we got 2 1s, because I can decrement one of these. So I'll use the action, and I can change a 1 to a 6. So now I can claim this one. Okay, and I can resolve now. So enemy does damage first. The enemy has two dice. Remember, the enemy can't do more than 3 damage. So at the moment, it has less than 3, 2. So the enemy does 2 damage to us. We need to assign the damage. So this one will take 1 damage. This one will take 2 damage. Or 2 hits. Then we remove or flush the dice, the enemy dice. Now we get to resolve. So 6, and that should defeat the enemy. This one also gets to resolve. So the resolution on this card is so whatever claimed dice you have on this card, you get to roll it. You get a 2, the highest resulting value -2. Unfortunately, that means a 0. It doesn't matter anyways, because we defeated the enemy. Actually, I keep forgetting about this, but I think it was 1 and a 6. So the enemy actually, 1 and a 4, sorry. On this mission, the first mission, don't flush the enemy dice yet, because you get to do actions based on these So after you defeat the enemy, keep these on here, or you can put them on side or something like that, just to remind yourself. So now we get to do the mission action. The mission action, I believe we've got 2 of them. Okay, so this is what happens after you defeat. So the instructions for the combat you find on E4, and you scroll down all the way down to and this explains everything that I was doing earlier. You go down to the mission action. You get to do 1 action out of the 2 available. The first one is to collect. What this does is basically you're working towards your objective, which is to collect 6 unique data samples. Or you can plunder, and what that means is that you would ignore the 2 dice, the 2 claimed dice by the enemy, and you would flip over the card. So the card is double-sided, by the way. You flip it over and you add this to your, like so, and this will be your new biochip. What you need to do, if that's the case, is so after you defeat weapon, in order to reveal a new, so you would not these ones, haven't decided yet, but you get to roll, and that's your new vigor. Right, but do we want to do that? I think so. I haven't played the game in a while now, so I don't remember exactly what strategy I followed for mission 1, but I do remember that it does get hard at one point, and having more of these would definitely help with dice manipulation and things like that. But for now, I'm going to discard this one, and I will take the 4. So that means that I will add this down here. So you would write datum, and you write the value of the die. So you've collected this sample. Okay, I think I'm happy with this, so I'm going to move on to the next encounter. So on the next encounter, it's a bit linear at the moment, but as we step on E5, we get to choose, after we finish this encounter, we can choose to go to either one of these. So you'll basically have kind of like choose your own adventure style. Right, so E5. The racks. Oops. The ramp leads down to a large open area with racks of biological, mechanical and electronic equipment. You slip stealthily toward them and gingerly examine the items for anything of use. So we will perform a quantum test, and it's quite simple. What you need to do for the quantum test, you're basically rolling dice, but the amount of dice that you roll is it depends on these two icons down here, or the icons on the side. So the quantum test is asking for, this will change as you explore, but at the moment it's asking for these ones. And that means that we get to roll 2 dice. Say I had, I took, well this one doesn't have, but let's imagine that it does have a die icon down here. That means that I will roll 3 instead of 2 dice. Right, so, whoops. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, so let's roll 2 dice. Let's put this to the sides and roll 2 dice. Okay, so a 5 and a 6. We roll 2 dice and then we choose which one to do. Let me double check. Count the number of icons, roll that many dice, then select one of the resulting values and the consequences shown. Okay, so what that means is that we get to select either one of these, and because I have a 6, I know my game and I know 6 is always the best one. An expansion slot fits, so that's the 6. An expansion slot fits your brain nicely. Raise your character's biochip max by 1. Note this only affects one player in a duo game. Okay, well that's good because we get to raise, so instead of 4 we can change this to a 5. That means we get to have 5 biochip cards down here as a maximum. Several doors lead out of the rack room. Suddenly you glimpse a hovering drone beyond the first door. It hasn't spotted you yet. Quickly choose your path forward. So let me show you the drones. Yeah, this was my favorite one to draw. Okay, so your map indicates 3 encounters that you may access. From your current location, you may travel through dotted lines on the map, but not through solid lines. Choose your next encounter. I didn't draw the dotted lines, they're actually more visible on the map in here. So you got dotted lines all over. And what I'm saying in here is that you can't go across these solid lines. So for example, you can't go from E9 to E12. Yeah. Okay, for me, I'm gonna go to E... I don't remember which one was the best one, but... Okay, that's fine. Let's go to E6. Okay, so E6. Two alien drones, oh, of course, flock around you, emitting jolts of lightning at you. Fight C5. Okay, so C5. C5. So this one has 3 vigor, So that's one. So that's the other one. And it can do a maximum of 2 damage to us. Set up the enemy with 3 for each of its vigor dice. Note that the battle rules are different from those of the rat. Yeah. So, let me see, as well as the resolution condition. If you survive the battle, you may perform 1 mission action as you could after the rat, then continue your progress through the map. Okay. So, unlike the rat, this has different sets of conditions to fulfill through each turn. You always start with the first line on the enemy card, so roll a minimum of 4. Enemy claims up to 2 dice equal to your highest. Okay, so 3 5s and a 3. We don't have any claimed dice yet, so that's basically a 0, which means it doesn't claim anything, and then it's my turn. Repeat until the enemy claimed dice is more than or equal to 4, or you choose to resolve. Okay, so that's actually nice because I get to do this. And I can just claim this one, and this should be an easy one, hopefully, because now I get to resolve. That was a bit lucky, but that's fine. The enemy doesn't have anything, so it doesn't hit me. But that's also a bad thing because I can't complete the mission without any dice on here. But that's fine. So I get to do 5 damage, so we'll remove that. And get to, hopefully we'll get something that would allow us to kill it. So 4 minus 2 is a 2, and that's more than 1, so this enemy is gone. Okay, so we didn't take any damage, which is amazing. And for my mission action, I'm gonna go for the microcode biochip. This one has an extra die, so that will definitely help us with any of the tests that will come against, hopefully. And this will also give us a new I forgot what we used to call this, but yeah, and so I've got 2 of them now, and that would also help us with any other tests that will come across. For the actions, if any, sorry, I need to flip this. If any unclaimed dice are equal to this icon or this icon plus 1, increment some or all of those dice by 1 each. And remember that if you have a 6, you increase that, it becomes a 1. And for the resolution, if any of the claimed value of claimed die below are any 4 dice, including a 6, damage equals the smallest value below. So what that means is that if you have 4, so some of these don't require a specific number. This one does, it needs a 3. This one doesn't. This one requires 4 dice, and it must include a 6. The damage would be the smallest below, which is a 2 in this case. Well, according to this example. Okay, I'm happy with that. We need to add vigor. That means I get to roll 1 die. Nice. and just add this in here, like so. Hopefully, let me see if you can see that. Yep. Right, so I think we're doing really well. Usually I used to playtest this with my wife, and I think it's more difficult to play this with two people, and that's because at the start you've only got control of one of these, and the other player has control of the other one. Yeah, so it makes strategy a bit more difficult. Right, so I've completed e6. If you survive, you may perform. Already done that. Then continue your progress through the map. Right, so we can move forward to e16, or we can go back to e5. If we go back, we can't resolve. We can skip this one and go to e7 or e8. I know one of these is a storage room, I can't remember which one, and it has some really nice stuff in there. So e6. Okay, I will continue to e16. e16 guard station. Oh, okay. Okay, so the pathway opens to a guard station staffed with a lone alien trooper sitting at a desk and reading from a small computer device, of course. Bored, he half turns to ask you a question before realizing that you are human, not alien. Suddenly, at attention, he points his gun at you and fires. So, I think someone mentioned that you're actually a cyborg, and well, that's true, you are a cyborg, but you're still a human and you're trying to at least my vision was that you're trying to save humanity, so you're leaning towards your human side more than your cyborg side. Anyways, so fight c11. Yeah, it's this one. This one is my least favorite one to draw. That was very easy to draw. I do like the helmet on it though, but this was just an afterthought. I didn't know what weapon he had. Yeah, okay. So C11, it has 10. The total HP or health is 10. Let me just move this to the side. 5 and a 5, and it does a maximum of 5 damage. If you survive, you may take the enemy's weapon as well as a small device used to control machines in this facility. Yeah, so that's where the survival horror / Resident Evil mechanics, I guess, come from. So you take an item and that's like something that you can use in another room, but you also get to take the enemy's weapon, which I think this is one of the coolest weapons that you can have. So you get the Bright Blaster in your items. From now on, every time that resolution occurs, do 1 additional damage to your enemy. Yeah, so that's really nice. And you